Cumming, Georgia, a town that used to be known for two things, its lake and its rednecks, has completely transformed over the last 20 years. And today, we're covering the 5 pros and the 5 cons of moving to this awesome place in Metro Atlanta. All right, so first of all, where is Cumming? Cumming is located about 30 miles away from Buckhead. It's a very small city. There's only about 7,500 residents that live there, and it's part of Forsyth County. So getting into the demographics of Cumming, the median age is 40.9 right now, and the median household income is right about $74,000. Per niche.com and a few other websites, it is a very diverse area, and I can certainly speak to that. It's great. An interesting fact about Cumming is that 35% of its residents hold a 4-year or higher degree, and that is well above the national average of about 21%. So you've got some very smart people living in Cumming. A lot of IT and computer companies and employees live in Cumming. It's in the top 12% in the nation for retirees, and it's the 29th best place to retire in the state of Georgia. Now, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, well, first and foremost, typically with retirees, they want to either live by an amenity like an ocean or a lake or a mountain. So check, you got the lake. And also they want to live in an area that is fiscally positive for them. And so what I mean by that is in Cumming, which is in, again, Forsyth County, there's a 62 plus exemption. So once you hit 62, your school taxes basically get wiped away from your property tax bill, which can reduce your property tax bill by about 60 to 65%, which is a huge savings. Although property taxes and income taxes in Cumming and Forsyth County are already really low. So if you're moving from out of the area, certainly anywhere in the west or the north, you're going to absolutely love the taxes that we have, not only here in Georgia, but certainly in Cumming and Forsyth County. So let's jump into the first pro, new construction. If you are a buyer that's looking for new construction and you want to be within driving distance of the city, Cumming is one of the areas that you should focus on. So as of this recording, the average price for a new construction home in Cumming is in the 800s. And that is relatively inexpensive compared to some of its more southern neighbors like Alpharetta and Milton, where you're going to spend well over $1 million to get new construction. So that's my first pro. If you want new, Cumming, South Forsyth is the area to go to. Not just South Forsyth, but really all of Forsyth County. As of this recording, there's 69 new construction homes for sale right now, and that is a really high number compared to some of the other areas in Metro Atlanta. All right, so a con, and I have to make this my first con because to me it's the biggest con of living in Cumming, Georgia, and that's going to be the traffic congestion. So you have really more than that, but the 2 major arteries that go into Cumming are Georgia 400 coming from the city, and you have Highway 20 coming from kind of more of the northwest part of Georgia and then going down. They can get incredibly congested really at all times of the day. Now, put new construction homes being built, fantastic schools, growing population, and people commuting to work every day, it can make for a traffic nightmare. Now, it is not unlike many areas in Metro Atlanta though. Now, if you go back and watch some of my other videos, you'll continue to hear traffic congestion as one of the cons of living pretty much anywhere in Metro Atlanta. So Cumming is not unique with this at all, but it is just a part of life when you're living in Metro Atlanta. So you have to pack your patience, you have to make sure you leave early enough, you have to hope that you work from home at least a few days a week, but just know that the trade-off for that congestion is that you're living in an area that your family loves, and when you're not working, I promise you're gonna love where you live, especially when we talk about all the things there are to do, which leads me to my second pro, and that is all of the stuff to do in Cumming. There is so much to do in Cumming. I mean, if you go on TripAdvisor and search Cumming, Georgia, you're gonna find so many things right there that include hiking, you've got the lake access, you've got tons of parks, you have Cumming City Center, you've got an amphitheater there, you've got an art house. One of my favorite things to do in Cumming is go to the Indian Seats at Sawney Mountain Preserve. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's an easy hike up and you see the most beautiful vistas when you get up there. So I highly recommend that. And I absolutely love the Cumming City Center. It's a newly opened kind of city center, which has locally owned shops and restaurants. And my favorite restaurant at Cumming City Center right now is called Mary Lucille's. It's precious and the food is so delicious. I highly recommend getting the grilled pimento cheese with bacon. Yum. And we cannot forget about the biggest amenity in Cumming and certainly in Forsyth County, if we're counting that too, and that's Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a fun lake that's close to the city, and gosh, if you live in Cumming, it's even closer. It has 692 miles of shoreline and is 26 miles long. And at its deepest point, it's 200 feet deep. So a con when you're out there doing all that fun stuff is that in the summers, it gets really hot. And maybe not just in the summers too. So as this recording, I'm recording this mid-April and it's gonna be 86 today. That's a little unusual for the weather around here this early in the season, but in the summers, it gets sweltering. So just know that that's why you have air conditioning, and you've heard me say this in other videos too. You can't escape the heat in the South in the summer. It just goes without saying. It's not just relative to Cumming or Forsyth County, but it's all over. Now, again, with that, you've got these great amenities like the lake. So you've got a way to get yourself refreshed, keep yourself cool, and have some fun while you do it. All right, so here's another pro for you when it comes to real estate: home price appreciation. So in the last 10 years, Cumming has experienced some of the highest home appreciation, not only in Metro Atlanta, but certainly in the state. Cumming real estate appreciated 132% over the last 10 years. Now, I will say this, that is pulling back, just like it is everywhere in Metro Atlanta. So that means over the last 10 years, Cumming has appreciated over 13% per year. If Cumming stopped appreciating right now, it would have enough home equity built up to stay at zero appreciation for another 10 years. Now, that's not going to happen, but the rapid appreciation, if you're a resident and you sold your home, is a huge pro. However, it's also a con because it's made homes really unaffordable for a lot of families. Affordability has been a challenge all over Metro Atlanta, and Cumming is no different than that. Although you can get new construction at a more affordable price, you're still looking at the 8s and 9s for new construction and going up from there. And the median sales price for a home in Cumming is in the 600s, which by some standards might seem affordable, but for a lot of people, it's not affordable. Now, here's what's happening in real estate in Cumming. Prices are beginning to pull back a little bit, not decline, but they're not rising as rapidly as they were, which can be a really good thing. Some of the things that we're seeing happening in Cumming right now are days on market are longer, so homes are taking a little longer to sell, which is putting sellers in a position where they are negotiating a little bit as well. In my opinion, there's never been a better time to buy in Cumming in the last, I would say, 5 to 7 years than there is right now. So another pro is the convenient location. So I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but Cumming is only 30 miles away from the city. And if you're traveling that during off-peak hours, you're only talking about 35 to 40 minutes to get into the city, which honestly is not bad, especially when you compare the traffic patterns and the traffic times in other areas like on the West Coast or up in the North. So just like our property taxes are low and our income taxes are low, our traffic times are low, and it's all relative. A con, going back to the traffic, is there's no public transportation to make this any easier. So Cumming, just like a lot of areas in Metro Atlanta, does not have access to the MARTA or our version of our subway system and public transportation system. You do have a few community options, but if you're getting into the city, you're driving in your car. This is a driving town. So if living close to public transportation and taking that into work is important to you, Cumming is probably going to be too far away from you, and you might want to consider moving closer in town. Another pro, this is really why people move to Cumming. In addition to getting a little bit more affordable home, getting a little bit more home for their money, they are going to get into great public schools. And these are the best of the best. Most of them rank anywhere between an 8 and 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Neighborhood Scout has Forsyth County Public Schools ranked a 10 out of 10. So you can guarantee yourself and your family that y'all are going to get into great public schools when you move to Cumming. So there you have it, guys. That is my pros and cons list for Cumming. So much has changed in the last 20 to 30 years in that area of South Forsyth. It is not just for rednecks and the lake goers anymore. It is for families. It's for diversity. It's for great schools. It's for recreation. It's for commuting. It's for IT people. It's for people who want locally owned businesses and they want culture. Cumming has it all. And so I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please again, hit like and subscribe for next week's video. Make sure you don't miss a video. And if you want to get in touch with me, reach out to me to the number above or click the Calendly link. Whether you're moving in 3 months or 3 years, it's never too early to set up a strategy session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. Talk to you soon.